After 4 months of grueling work, it all comes down to tonight. Welcome to the Next Great Starship. Hi, I'm Sandy Gardner, and this is the live finale of the Next Great Starship. Over 20 weeks, usually you're laughing in the audience. Over 20 weeks, our teams have been working really hard to design, model, texture, animate, rig, and get their mercenary gunship in engine in the hopes of winning a $30,000 grand prize, a bunch of cool swag, and getting their ship in the game Star Citizen. We started this contest with over 200 submissions, and from that we selected the 16 best, and over the past few weeks we have been whittling that down to the last final 2 teams. Let's take a look.
We're very focused on user-generated content, where the players themselves can create content and put it into the universe. The Next Great Starship is sort of in celebration of that. We've created a competition where the members of our community that are artistically inclined, that design spaceships and build spaceships, get a chance to show off their skills. We're sort of opening the process up to everyone to allow them to see how it happens, how it gets made, and to pick their one starship they want to see in the game that's user-generated.
I like the silhouette, how it has kind of an aggressive stance. It almost looks like a silverback gorilla, like flexing.
If you have a great idea, you have to show it.
I thought that was great. That was awesome.
This was an excellent job.
Great ship. I mean, for sure, one of the best so far.
All right, so tonight it's all in the community's hands. The online voting has started, so you should go vote and decide at robertspaceindustries.com. Decide whether to vote now or later, because we're going to bring up the judges for their last final debate. And also, stay tuned for our very special premiere of the Freelancer commercial. But right now, we've heard them debating for the past 4 months. Let's bring out the judges. Do we have Mark Skelton? He doesn't have a mic because his gold shirt speaks for himself. All right, Chris Smith. Chris Olivia. Sean Tracy. David Hobbins. And last but not least, Chris Roberts. right. Here we are. Judges, what do we think about this competition? Any surprises, Chris Smith?
Yeah, I mean, my biggest surprise is just, the amount of support these guys have. And, I mean, for our whole community, it's just amazing to see this, and, getting to know the guys. And, I just look forward to seeing how it ends.
Chris Olivia.
No, I was just surprised at how talented and humble these guys are in general, and just the amount of hard work that's coming out of this with, the limited time we have. So it's very impressive.
Chris Roberts.
Well, I mean, I just echo that. The level of quality of the work is amazing. It's also pretty impressive that a fair number of people have other jobs as well as making these ships. And, we have full-time artists that spend a lot of time building our ships and, in a fairly equal time and at the same quality level. So I'm super impressed. Like I've said it many times before, it wasn't just the two finalists here. We had quite a few other teams that were incredibly polished and awesome, and unfortunately you always have to pick one winner. But I'm absolutely blown away by the quality of the work and the talent in our community.
You haven't seen it all yet.
What's that?
You haven't seen it all yet. You weren't here
well,
for the
no,
rehearsal.
everything I've seen so far, so maybe I'll get even more blown away. But no, it's brilliant. I mean, it's kind of makes you excited to make games, really.
Mark Skelton.
It's crazy how inspiring this is. I mean, you guys have to realize like how much a part of history this is. Like, because I mean, kids are going to see this and be like, "Oh, that's so cool! I want to make starships," and be like, "Oh my God, there's a way that we can do that," And then we're kind of showing you guys like the whole process and everything. So, I mean, there's no real losers in this at all. I mean, everybody that we've seen is
there's something growing out of your shirt,
amazing.
by the way.
What?
You might want to.
Oh yeah,
I don't want to touch it, but you
dude, this shirt
there
has
we
been
go.
around too long.
There we go.
It's a symbiont being now. It goes on and off as it wants. It's like venom. It's gross.
Right.
Sean Tracy.
Yeah, to speak to Mark's point, it's super inspirational to see what the teams are able to achieve working on the technology. It's really, really inspirational for me to be able to see what these guys can do in our technology, the CryEngine. So well done, guys, and super excited to see what's to come.
Yeah, again, the level of craft that I've seen from all the teams has been fantastic, and it's definitely informed the way I want to present to Chris Roberts and push more animations and better communicative styles. So it's interesting to see these largely younger teams pushing new technologies and doing things that aren't inherently part of the concept pipeline, but going forward will be. So just fantastic, and just that all this is done for the passion of starships. I mean, that's all I've been into since a kid. So it's pretty fantastic to see that there's other people out there like that too.
I'd say there's a few other people that have only been into spaceships since as a kid here in this audience.
I guess.
That's just my guess.
I think we've seen Star Wars.
Fair enough.
All right, Hobbins, to kick off the second question, what do you think it is that gave these two finalist teams the edge? I mean, from your perspective, it's obviously the front end, the concept art, so maybe speak to that.
I think it's been the whole package. It's been the level of the design, the functionality, the aesthetics, and then the execution of how they're communicating all these various elements has been at such a high level consistently throughout the competition. That have made them stand apart. There were a number of teams, even professional teams, that got knocked out early on because of poor sketches or something else, and these teams were able to take feedback and move forward and execute in a whole range of different specialties. So I think that's what separated these teams.
All right, Sean Tracy, do you have something to add?
Yeah, absolutely. On Mr. Hobbins' point about some professional teams even coming out of it, I think what set these guys apart was the passion that these guys have for their craft. These guys are staying up 36 hours straight to get this stuff done. It's unbelievable the amount of time that they need to put into this and the amount of time that they had to do it. So, I mean, not having that drive, that sort of passion, it would really set you back. But these guys obviously have that, so it's really, really great to see and inspirational for us.
I think it was caffeine. I think probably caffeine. It was probably long binges on Mountain Dew and coffee, I would imagine. Because, I mean, we've all been there. I mean, we're in production. We know what it takes. And that's no easy task you guys just did, especially to get it this far. And, dude, that's huge. I mean, and the level that you hit in such a short amount of time, man, you guys are magicians, man. It was beautiful. It's amazing.
Mr. Roberts.
Well, I mean, I'd say it was the execution, right? So I think there was, as we went along, I mean, there was a lot of great concepts, there's a lot of great ideas, but at the end of the day, Shard Collective and Four Horsemen had the best execution. Bring it all the way into the end, because it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, if it's not in the engine and looking great, it's not going to matter. So it's bringing it all from concept to modeling to texturing to in the engine, and how to finish off the materials correctly and all the rest of stuff. And so the level that was done was fantastic. In fact, in some ways, it's better than some of our internal guys when they first start, and we've got to teach them how to use the engine. They haven't been as good as both the ships in the final here. So props to you guys. You've done a great job.
Well, passion, dedication, and just general hard work from these guys. That's why they're here. And the whole the ability to collaborate, remotely, especially now that they're all here, and you could tell they hate each other. So it's been quite an achievement that. They've come this far, so. But I can't stop staring at the blue shirt. I think it rivals the gold shirt. I don't know. So.
It's just my pecs.
Just your pecs.
So yeah, I mean, the advantage that I think, again, like my colleagues here iterated, it was, the passion you guys have, and I think some of you guys' designs, just had like a slight edge, design-wise and style-wise. And you guys, the communication, it's not easy to communicate, from different locations, and you guys have been very successful at that, and the hours and the dedication of that. So, that's why you guys are here.
So, Mr. Smith, to kick off the next question, there were quite a few eliminated ships that were also awesome. Is there one that you had in mind that you would like to perhaps fly around in the future?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a couple other ships that were pretty impressive, actually one or two. I mean, there was Shimapan, Three Dingo, those are other good, ships, and they had great designs. Unfortunately, some of them fell short on time, they couldn't get things in, and so, yeah, those would be my vote.
Chris O.
Yeah, I would say Three Dingo, definitely. Just wanted to see him, so.
Just wanted to party with them, I think.
I want to party with them.
Guys.
No, but they're impressive too. But that, it's just like we were talking about earlier. It's just getting beyond your comfort zone, and it's not easy to do. And I think that's why these guys are here. And it's some of the other guys are talented and had all the right elements. It was hard to get to that that next level. So, but I like Three Dingo.
Chris Roberts.
Well, the Three Dingo, I think we're going to see, or people may have already seen the updated Three Dingo ship, which is pretty awesome. It's a shame they couldn't make the deadline at the time. Am I giving stuff away?
No, well, we don't know who the third place, we don't know anything yet. So
okay. No, I'm just saying the ship. Anyway. No, so I'd say Three Dingo, Shimapan, also Team Tri. All of them I thought were actually very well executed in engine, especially in the case of Shimapan and Three Dingo, seeing their in-engine stuff that didn't quite make the deadline shows you the talent. They just, they ran out of time, but that's kind of what happens when you've got these tight deadlines, which is, all the more props to Shard Collective and Four Horsemen. But yeah, I could see 6 or 7 of these ships flying around the Star Citizen universe. So who knows? Maybe we'll let the community decide what they want to see.
Mark Skelton.
Yeah, I would say Tri. Because I named the ship.
Is that because it's called the Silverback?
I named the ship. No.
It has nothing to do.
No, I know. No, there was so many good ones. It's hard. It's really hard to whittle it down because they each had their own unique thing about them. I really like the Shimapan ship. I love that kind of Russian vibe that it had, the broken neck. That's just a beautiful design. And who knows, man? So I hope that. A lot of these ships maybe end up in the game. That would be really cool, hopefully. But, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But
Sean Tracy.
There was actually two for me. One that you probably haven't actually seen, it was one of the original videos, was the Mad Scientist. Now, just to explain it, it was just over the top. Absolutely over the top, guy playing flute and all this kind of crazy stuff. So, I mean, at some point, maybe it goes out there. I have no idea, but it was crazy, ridiculous, over the top, awesome. So, yeah, would have liked to see that. But Infinite Shui Monkey, I think. That would definitely be one of the follow-ups, I think.
Mr. Hobbins.
Well, there were a number of teams that were excellent and totally deserved to be here. But one I thought deserved mention was Talon Corp. And I felt the fact that this guy was doing this by himself was pretty significant. And then the other thing, I felt like he went with a pretty unconventional design and kept pushing it forward. And then ultimately ended up building a practical model. And maybe that doesn't inform the game, but it informs the design, which should inform the game. And so I thought that was pretty impressive that he was doing it solo. So good job to him.
All right. Now I would like to bring up our team ambassador, Dan Giesling. Come on up, Dan.
Thanks, Andy.
So Dan, what do you think gave these two teams the edge?
Well, I think what gave these two teams the edge was the fact that they listened not only to the judges, but also the forums. And speaking of the forums, after getting such a warm welcome, thank you guys, by the way. And I had a chance to talk with the teams prior to this, and they said it's even influenced some of their color designs and the way they shape their ship. And I think because they listened to the community who ultimately is voting for them, that's why they experienced the success.
What do you think the key is to winning over an audience?
I think the key for these guys winning over the audience is all the work they've already done. They've put in the hard work. They've done everything. They've put together some awesome videos that we're going to see here shortly, and their work's going to speak for themselves.
And have you turned our community around yet?
Okay, so the forums and everything, thank you guys so much. I appreciate all the feedback, but it's nothing compared to what these guys have gone through, and it's just inspiring to see these guys. They come from all across the world and have to communicate and build these incredible starships, and that's not an easy feat. I talked to Eric, and he said they had to communicate through IRC. They're not even using Skype, and it's impressive that through this communication, all these language barriers, they created it.
All right, so let's talk about our two finalist teams, Shard Collective and Four Horsemen. Let's start with... Let's start with the Four Horsemen video and how they got here.
We ended up with 10 thumbnails, and then we started cutting them up into pieces in Photoshop and basically sticking parts from one image into another. That way we created a horrible Frankenstein of thumbnail areas that we kind of liked.
It was tremendously helpful to receive feedback from the judges and other teams, and especially the community, and I think we realized what people liked about our concept and what they didn't like about it.
This is my new favorite. I actually really, I don't know, I really liked it.
Design-wise, I thought it was pretty cool.
I like those big sort of, I think they're the thrusters or arms on the side.
Yeah.
Enjoying the work you guys have been doing. It's been really good. The most recent pass was actually pretty impressive.
I love it, and it's all in engine, so it was just super, super impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. That interior is the best that I've seen.
Shimapan or Four Horsemen. One team had 17 points and one had 19. The team who is moving on.
I think Four Horsemen.
Shimapan.
Four Horsemen.
Gee.
And the winner is Shimapan. What? Paul, when you heard the feedback, how did you guys feel about that?
Someone else told me on Steam chat already that, oh, you've been put in the safe mode. I just dismiss it as, oh yeah, whatever, it's just that guy being that guy. And then other people started chiming in as well. But I figured, we can put in the safe vote. Guess we'll have to just win the safe vote then.
And you did.
The Aegis Dynamics Redeemer gunship prototype has been improved since our initial unveiling. The cockpit has been redesigned with heavier armor, while minimizing visibility loss. The main hold has also been outfitted with additional protective plating.
Beautiful ship.
Great ship. I mean, for sure, one of the best so far.
The material work is also very good, and it's not just one level of gloss across everything. It's they've really thought about each material in there.
It's blown me away. It's like the most complete ship that I've seen.
They were saved by the community, which was great. I mean, I voted for them in their
too.
episode.
I did too.
The modeling and the texturing and it being an engine, this is by far the best that I've seen. Having that sitting in my hangar, I'd be super happy.
This is the Aegis Dynamics Redeemer-class gunship. When faced with the threat of Vandal incursions and piracy on the rise, it answers the call to arms by touching the future. Combining advancements in shielding and engine technology, the Redeemer provides an attack platform that is second to none. Capable of sustaining a crew of 3 and a Marine complement of 6 for weeks on end, the missions it excels in are boundless. Whether in space, on land, or over water, no enemy is safe. Pilots command a view that is only rivaled by their turret-operating gunners. All ship functions are tied directly into the cockpit's control suite, providing real-time interaction and information. These include, but are not limited to, current shield strength, life support system status, and active engine manipulation. Engineering allows for the crew to make many repairs internally, thus avoiding risky external attempts in rough or hostile conditions. The Redeemer's state-of-the-art shield emitters are also aligned and mounted within. The interior as a whole has been designed to maximize combat effectiveness through space available to the gunship's crew and passengers. As missions and tasks vary, essentials necessary for long-haul excursions come standard. Through effective management of the ship's position, a Redeemer crew can safely assure all angles are covered. Pilot skill and gunner aim is rewarded greatly with devastating firepower. Maintenance routines for vector lock engines are incredibly quick and efficient. While in possession of the right tools and equipment, a highly automated arresting gear system allows for engine release and reattachment to be performed by a single qualified UEE mechanic. While in the heat of battle, the ability to take a hit and continue fighting is a trait any commander could hope for. Our engines come standard with top-of-the-line software that enables them to make necessary alterations to a closed position in the event one is lost, never sacrificing stability or pilot options, and allowing the ship to remain in combat. As an added bonus, Aegis Dynamics has made this a variable mount system, allowing for a wide range of engine options catering to different situations and styles, specific details of which remain corporate confidential at this time. As proven by many ships still in service today, our company strives to build a vessel that will withstand the test of time. While the Redeemer may be a departure from the standard designs of today, it remains rooted in our core principles of reliability, efficiency, and versatility. No matter the location, the time, or how dire the situation, the Redeemer will be there, protecting the ones you love and hold dear. Become a horseman today.
Wow. Let's bring up the geniuses from Four Horsemen. Paul DeLacy, Tobias Frank, and David Simon.
Good job. You want to turn and face this one? All right, Paul, come on over here. We got some questions for you. Come on over here. All right, so you guys have had an extremely long journey to get to this point. You guys got to the save pool, and now you're here in the finals. What's the experience been like so far?
It's really been really great. I mean, we've got to hang out with all the judges so far, and we've had a great time so far. So I've had a great time.
What was it like to meet Chris Roberts in person for you?
That's pretty cool. We spoke to him on Skype before, so it's not like the first time I've actually met him, but to see him in person he's a cool guy.
Great. So we just saw your amazing video of your ship, and there's only so much you can pack into a 5-minute video. Is there anything about the ship that we didn't get a chance to see that you want to share with the audience?
I think we have shown everything in the past few videos, and I just want to point out that we decided to execute more of an experimental design, and I'm happy that we stuck to it. And yeah, I think we are able to push some boundaries what kind of ships will be in the game when it comes out in a few years. And yeah, that's it.
You guys definitely pushed the boundaries. Now, this entire competition, you haven't had a chance to directly address the audience. A lot of it has been pre-recorded video. This is your chance. There's a live voting audience on the internet. What can you tell them right now to influence them to vote for you to win the Next Great Starship?
Vote for the Redeemer. Become a horseman today.
All right. Well, thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys.
And good luck. Judges, now that we have the Four Horsemen here and you have seen the final video, Chris Roberts, you have the mic. Let's get your thoughts.
No, that was great. I mean, I hadn't seen that video, the last video, and so it was another stage beyond the one that we saw when we were in the semifinals.
You didn't see it at rehearsal?
No, I didn't see it at rehearsal because I didn't show up until just before. But no, I mean, it was great. I mean, so like the cockpit was... Are you upset I'm saying the cockpit now, Chris?
No, go ahead.
No, the cockpit was great. I mean, it just sort of felt like there was an extra level of polish in there. So I was just super impressed, and the various little extra details. So on the sort of engines on the side, the animation, I can see that flying around in space pretty easily. And I will say that one of the things I really did like, which was in the semifinal, was a lot of the details of like how you actually get into the turrets, how they deploy. So there was a lot of thought in the animation and the logistics of how everything works. So that was a very impressive thing on the inside of the Redeemer, just how the space was used, how you would move around it. It just felt really good. And because if you're playing this game, yes, you're going to see it from the outside, but a lot of times, it'll be you and a couple of your friends flying that ship, and so you sort of got to live inside it, and you could sort of see that ship and say, yeah, I could kind of cruise around, have a couple of my friends, and get into a few fur balls out in space. So that was cool. I impressed, loved it.
Chris Olivia.
I don't think the Vandal have fur, do they?
I know, but you say fur ball no matter what.
I know.
It's a World War II term.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry. No, it's just. It's beautiful. I love the X-ray mode. That's what I thought you were going to talk about. Is the X-ray view is just really shows off the quality of the modeling and the interior. I love the heat refraction coming off the engines. It just gets me all excited. Yeah, I'm watching that. Color palette was beautiful. The presentation overall was nice. It's the shape language in this final sort of video. It just really shows off how sort of cohesive everything is as a design. So I'm just stunned and impressed to be in the presence of these people. So.
Yeah, presentation has always been their, strong point, and this video definitely shows it off again. You guys do a great job on that stuff, and that's a big part of everything. Like showing it, in a great way. It gets you guys so far, and it's propelled you guys throughout this competition, I think. And like he said, those X-ray renders are awesome. We saw the ship in PBR, for the first time there, and there's still like some tweaks, that I could see, but overall, awesome job, guys. Great.
Yeah, man. I mean, presentation, right? I mean, that just blew me away. It was amazing. I mean, look at that, dude. Like, everything from top to bottom. I mean, like, the way you guys walk through the ship, the voiceover. I mean, it made me want to buy this ship, man. It was like, you know, like you're selling to the military or something. Really cool. So, you know, like last week I was talking about, like, interior-wise, how decals and lighting like kind of helps the player like walk through, kind of fills in the gaps, and that's exactly what they did, and it looks beautiful. Just the flow of the ship. I love the those two round areas on the outside are just beautiful. Like the two, I guess those are the shield generators. Just amazing. I love that how like you've got this big swooping design, and then you've got the and the white one, dude. Oh my God, I want the white one. I gotta have the white one. It looks just like the Avenger. I mean, as far as like how it, like the just like how sweet it looks.
Break up in the video.
Yeah. Remember they were side by side. So, dude, that was awesome. It was great. I loved it.
All right, Sean Tracy.
Yeah, agreed generally with all the judges. The conversion up to the physical-based shading stuff was really well done, and the amount of time that you had to figure that out, really well done, I've got to say. The presentation, you really showed off the ship using a lot of the technical features that the CryEngine gives you anyways, because I saw in there lots of depth of field work, great flares, and again, the materials are fantastic. There's not just one standard metal gloss across everything, and that's super important because, yeah, okay, everything's steel, but how old's that steel? What color's that steel? You know, that's actually really tricky to do within the new physically based render, so really fantastic work. I love it. I think it's a great ship.
Yeah, it was a fantastic presentation. Completely blown away. I felt it was executed at a level that you would see in a mock commercial in a Neil Blomkamp film. Like, you know, I really bought into it. And it wasn't just even sort of the, you know, visual execution, but also the thought process that went into it. You know, I could tell that you guys had thought about it, had a passion for this starship, even down to the details of how you would switch out an engine. I thought that was super cool. So congratulations. You guys should be very proud.
So for the other part, our other finalist, Shard Collective. Let's see their final video.
After gathering as much information as possible, we proceeded with basic sketching and blockouts with various shapes and engine positions. I guess the hardest part was integrating the engines in this package and the space which it covers. Eventually we noticed that the ship is too big, thus we had to rescale everything proportionately. This is our ship. I hope you guys like it.
I thought that was great. That was awesome. For me, this would be a gunship that, you know, I would be quite happily flying around and think would fit inside the universe really well.
I just thought proportionally and surface-wise, I thought they did an excellent job. It got me excited. I would want to fly around in this.
I liked it quite a bit, actually.
Yeah, I did too.
A whole lot.
It was really cool, man.
I thought it was beautiful. I really liked it.
We've more or less finalized the look and feel of our ship. Due to community feedback, we've decided to fix some additional problem areas: the turret's limited ability to engage targets on its tail, the off-centered placement of our main engines, and the aesthetics of the tail and the docking port of the ship. We dealt with the first two problems by lowering the placement of the engine nacelle connections.
Gunship's looking great. Your guys' design is one of the ones that I was most impressed with in the early stages, and continues. I really like when you decided to take it to be an Origin gunship. Just the lines of it and the feel of it, it feels like matches up with the vibe of Origin as a manufacturer, which is really cool.
This ship is like it's definitely high up on my list. I love the design of it. It's got like a really nice, like, kind of helicopter, burly gunship feel.
Yeah, I really like it. I like the interior.
I love the interior. I mean, I like the ship a lot. I think it's really cool looking. I'm digging it.
It's one of my favorite ships as well. It's definitely got a cool style overall to it.
They did a really good job of evoking like the Origin sense of fit, style, and feeling. Yeah, I think for me it's one of my favorites.
That's
entrance. Yeah, that's awesome.
That
looks
beautiful. I mean,
brilliant.
perfect presentation too. You know, the right colors.
Eye level. I think it's a badass ship. It looks beautiful from eye level.
It's one of my favorite ships so far. Looks awesome. I mean, the style looks cool. It almost has like a racy feel to it when you look at the landing gear wheels and everything.
It's fantastic. I mean, I think that's my favorite exterior.
The exterior is just beautiful. I think it's my favorite ship of the competition. I just love it, man. It's like hardcore. It's beefy. Feels weighted correctly. The materials are nice.
The in-engine presentation was probably one of the best.
All right, let's bring up the brains behind Shard Collective. Brian Cousins, Eric Andrew Belita,
Great job,
and
man.
Sergiu Stojkovic.
Great job, guys. What an overwhelming video. It's been a long road for you guys. It's been 20 long weeks of competition. You're here in LA. What's the experience been like for you so far?
I think partially it's just good to be here, good to see what, Four Horsemen came up with and us. It's just been a good journey,
About the journey, what's been your best part, your best moment with your teammates? What sticks out to you from this whole creation journey for you?
I mean, I think just seeing it all come together, there's times where seems like you're not going to get it done, but we did it. So,
speaking of getting it done, we saw a lot that your ship has to offer. We've talked a lot in the past about what you didn't get a chance to explain. Now's your chance to say, in this 5-minute video, what did the audience not get to see that you guys have developed that maybe you ran out of time or it's hidden within the ship?
Yeah, there's a lot of features that didn't get implemented because of time constraints. And yeah, I mean, like animations maybe, a lot of animations, side animations, a lot of features like modular stuff, like the cargo modular stuff and escape pods. We didn't get to show that. It's like so many features in the concept art that we just didn't have time.
When it came to the escape pod, where was that located and how does that function within the ship since we didn't get a chance to see it?
Okay, so the escape pods actually are the beds that the pilots and everyone else can sleep in. So they actually eject when the ship is in emergency situation. So yeah, it's really close to the pilot. So even if they're sleeping or something, you know, they just get ejected automatically. So it's
And they're safe.
So they're safe.
No, that's great. So this is your chance to speak to the live voting audience at home, watching on the internet. This is your chance to plead for their votes. How can you guys get them to vote for you? What do you want to tell them?
Do the right thing. Don't be deceived. Don't be deceived by videos or presentations. You know what works best, right?
Very well said. Thank you, guys.
All right, guys, thank you and good luck. Judges, who's got the mic on this side? Sean Tracy. Oh, David Hobbins. Sean Tracy. Come on, people.
You decide.
All right.
Testing.
David Hobbins, thoughts?
My thoughts. Well, aesthetically, this was my favorite ship. I think proportionally, shape-wise, I love the antenna probe on the top. I think it's the most balanced, the most real-world looking vehicle. That said, the presentation was not quite that of Four Horsemen's, and it wasn't just the technical aspects, but just the narrative. It wasn't quite the salesmanship. Didn't quite reach the level of Four Horsemen. So, yeah, this is a tough competition. So, but ultimately, gorgeous ship, damn good presentation, and yeah, I hope to see it in game soon.
Sean Tracy.
Yeah, agree on the salesmanship front, definitely. I think the move to the physical-based shading, if it would have had a little bit more time, I think it would have come out a little bit better. I think the presentation actually in an earlier video was actually a little bit better. The gloss was a little bit higher. There was a lot more specular reflectance. It looks really nice on the original, but on the new one, it's a little bit flat. I really liked the interior beforehand, but now with that fly through of the interior, I can't see a shadow anywhere. I don't see any lights, and I have to say that the presentation was a little bit better on the Four Horsemen side versus this. However, the ship actually, I think the ship itself is actually a cooler looking ship. But then, just in terms of the materials and how they worked out, especially moving up into the PBR world, it didn't really do it justice, I think. So, just got to be honest for you guys.
Mark Skelton.
Yeah, what he said. It's bam. And then walk off. Yeah, that's the thing. This is presentation. I said that before, and it's unfortunate. It's still a great ship, man, and I personally will tell you that this is my favorite design of the competition. The exterior is absolutely amazing. I love it. It's got weight. I said that the whole time. Feels like a Russian helicopter gunship. It feels like it's just gonna kick ass. Yeah. But yeah, there was a few things technically that it fell down, and that's unfortunate. I wish they would have had a little more time just to see it through. But I mean, whether you win or lose, please continue this ship. I mean, I want to see it in its full glory when you have time, to really flesh it out, because it's going to be beautiful, man. It's going to be absolutely amazing, and it already is. But you guys have a little more time to mess with stuff, tweak things here and there, and dude, this could be, one of my favorite ships in the game.
The Chris Couch. Chris Smith.
So yes, this has always been one of my favorite designs for sure. Again, love the style and everything about it. Yes, the presentation, might have not been as good. But those kinds of things, like the PBR, we can probably sit down in an hour and tweak those things, and that ship will look awesome.
That's it?
Yeah, well, 2 maybe.
Is that true, Sean Tracy? Yeah.
For Sean Tracy.
But
1 hour.
Yeah.
1 hour.
That's what Sean said, 1 hour.
Yeah.
It looked like his shirt when he's done.
I've always been, I might be a little bit partial to this ship, since I did the 300i for the Origin, and this is like its big, sort of brother now, and always love, I love the ship. I hope it sees it all the way through.
You gonna cry?
Yeah, you look
Look like you're gonna cry.
What? You guys gonna give him a hug?
okay.
Look at him. Jeez.
All right, Chris
A little
Olivier.
sentimental.
My boys are all grown up.
I like this ship exactly the same as the Four Horsemen ship.
What?
No, I pretty much agree with. But he himself said that we shouldn't be fooled by flashy presentation. The trickery of what Four Horsemen is doing. No, I think the ship almost has a. I love the shape and the design too. I think it just needed to be pushed a little bit further with the materials and the lighting and stuff. I love the multi-level cockpit. It's just awesome. If I can reiterate what Chris Olivier said in the video, I love looking at the ship.
Wait, who?
From the ground up. It looks powerful. Powerful. Like.
Doesn't look like that.
So yeah, this is.
You already
I
said
love them both. I want to have not just in the game. I want toys of each ship. So if we can get that done. So.
Thank you. You're looking at me. All right, Mr. Chris Roberts.
Yeah, so it's tough because the exterior is my favorite exterior. I definitely feel the ground level when you walk up, which was present in the semifinal, is probably the best sort of ground looking at the ship experience. I do feel like the shift to PBR that needs some more. They're definitely on the material side. It didn't feel like it changed much from the semifinal, and I feel like in some ways it got a little worse, which was a bit disappointing. I have no doubt on either one of these ships, they get all the way into the engine, there'll be the final tweaks and changes, and those sort of things will get fixed. But for me, if I could take the exterior of this and merge it with the interior of the Redeemer, I would be very happy. But they're both great ships, so it's really hard. I'm kind of with Chris. It's like I like both ships.
Which Chris?
This one, Chris Olivier.
Okay.
Both ships fairly equally. I would say that I'd give the nod to the Four Horsemen just because the final presentation execution is all the way there. They took the PBR and finished it off and did the materials, and so I could really sort of feel the end product. I can see the potential in Shard Collective's ship, but I sort of feel like, I don't know whether it was another couple of days or a little bit of time with Sean or Chris. 1 hour. It would have helped because it's kind of a shame because as looking at the ship itself, that from the exterior, that's I think the sexiest of the exteriors for me. So I could flip a coin. I'm very happy that I don't have to vote on this. That
Yes,
the
you
community's
don't have to
vote.
vote. Your vote actually doesn't count.
What's that?
Your vote doesn't
No,
count.
it's good.
Nobody's vote
I'm
counts on
happy.
the couch here.
I'm very happy.
This is all right, but the vote of the fans online does count. So do it now before we close the voting. Now we are going to talk about the third place, which you guys voted for last week. The prize is $5,000 and a bit of swag. So let's take a look at the video. right, everybody. This was a super close vote with 8 votes between Infinite Shui Monkey and 3 Dingo. And the winner of the 3rd place prize is 3 Dingo. Congratulations. They will all be celebrating in Italy tonight. And now we have the specialty prize, which is the top 3 finalist teams. We choose an MVP, most valuable player, most valuable individual. Judges, you are going to vote. So let's take a look at these 9 individuals from the top 3 teams. Paul DeLessie, 4 Horsemen, team leader, modeling, texturing, animating, lighting, and in-engine functionality. 4 Horsemen, Tobias Frank, concept art and video editing. 4 Horsemen, David Simon, modeling and lighting. Shard Collective, Brian Cousins, technical art, animation, VFX art, and engine implementation. Shard Collective, Eric Andrew Belita, 2D art and modeling. Shard Collective, Sergio Stojkovic, concept art, modeling, and texturing. 3 Dingo, Alex Novello, 3D artist, concept designer, and CryEngine technical. 3 Dingo, Mikhail Shilachi, concept designer. And 3 Dingo, Eric Oliva, sound designer. All right, and I forgot to mention that the prize is a nice new Cintiq companion sponsored by Wacom. All right, so Mark Skelton.
Dude, it's easy for me. It's got to be Alex, the 3 Dingo guy, man. Come on, I want to party with that guy.
All right, one for Alex. Sean Tracy.
Paul DeLessie for me. It's obvious that you're a leader. It's obvious that if you don't have somebody on your team to do it, you do it yourself, it seems like. So you can tell from the list of stuff you did. So well done.
The 3 Dingo guy did rock, but Sergio Stojkovic, I thought just being the most beautiful design and, me coming from concept and him doing the concept, that would be my vote. Thank you.
All right.
Nepotism.
Oh, you're going last, so pass it to Chris Smith. Yeah. Chris Smith.
Yeah, my vote's for Paul DeLessie. I mean, he worked his butt off, and he wore a lot of hats in there. So hats off to him.
All right, Chris Olivia.
I'm voting for Sergio.
All right. That is 2 for Paul and 2 for Sergio. Chris Roberts, are you going for somebody completely different, or are you going for one of the 2 tiebreakers? Or 3 Dingo? Are you going to create another tiebreaker, a 3-way tiebreaker?
No. I mean, I got to go for Paul DeLessie because at the end of the day, the 4 Horsemen ship, the Redeemer, is the most completely executed of all the ships, and part of the impressive side is the in-engine implementation, the texturing, the modeling, all the rest of the stuff. And you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that you are the leader on that, right, Paul, on your team. So I have to say
Please stand up, Paul. There you go.
I'll say that's
Congratulations to Paul DeLessie, MVP. All right, now I'm going to hand it over to Dan because the audience who's here, right here and now on the show floor, also voted. Dan.
So our in-house audience had a very important vote, and it was close. It is a house divided, but the audience here live voted for 4 Horsemen as the winner for the Next Great Starship. Sandy, if you had a vote in this, who would you vote for?
Well, before I vote, I actually have to close the voting online, so let that be closed. Ben, the maker of all magic. I don't really want to vote, but I guess I would edge 4 Horsemen. But my vote doesn't count anyway. But yeah, I would edge 4 Horsemen. All right. Let's go to the judges. Chris Roberts, who would you vote for? I think we know who you're voting for.
Yeah, I mean, I love both designs, but at the end of the day, I would give it to Four Horsemen because it's the most fully complete and finished of the two designs. But I'd like to see both these ships in the game, to be honest with you. So I think at some point we may ask the community to see if they would like that, and if they say yes, then we'll do that because I think both these ships are amazing. So there you go.
Chris O.
Chris O.
Chris Smith. It's all right. You can pass. Do you want to pass?
Yeah. No, actually, I'm gonna go for Shard. Again, I love Origin. And I think with some tweaks, that show would be awesome.
All right. Skelton.
I mean, come on. It's just such a hard. I mean, I love both ships. I think everybody loves both ships. But again, it's got to come down to design for me. And I think Shard is personally the ship I like the best. So.
All right.
Right.
Sean Tracy.
Get out of here.
You're wrong.
Looking at his chest.
Four Horsemen is the best.
All right.
David Hobbins, come on.
This is really tough, but again, I'm an aesthetics guy, and for me, it's Shard Collective and their ship. So, but again, I mean, the other ship was phenomenal, and deadlines are deadlines, and you guys did put more into it. But over the test of time, for me, it's the iconic designs are the ones that have survived. So, I'm going to vote for design every time. Thank you.
And Chris
All
O
right.
just agrees. He just agrees.
Chris O passed, so.
You don't want to say something about Chris Olivia on saying Chris Olivia?
If I could quote Chris Olivia on the video. No. I like Shard's ship, but the contest was complete, finished presentation, and I think it'd have to go to Four Horsemen.
Okay. Well, your votes don't count, so
Well.
Well, that's nice.
We would like to bring up. Excuse me.
Have you seen?
Let's bring the two teams up here, shall we? All right, let's get in a little closer, guys. Judges, you can sit down, please. Yeah. All right, team.
Burn.
Team. Let's get a little closer. I don't bite. I'm sure. I swear I don't bite, David. Okay, let's remind everybody. Let's remind everybody what's at stake. Do we have Chelsea to show us the grand prize of $30,000? Here we go. And a bunch of cool swag, and of course, your ship in Star Citizen. And second prize is $10,000 and a bunch of cool swag. So, okay. We crashed the site because there are so many votes. I've said that a couple of times. Okay, so do we
Star Citizen breaks the internet every time.
Okay, we have a clear winner. I feel like a CNN reporter right now. The winner is, can I get a bit of a drum roll or clapping or something? The winner is Four Horsemen. All right, Chris Roberts, let's have you present the check. All right, can we have the check, please? The check.
There we go.
And let's...
Congratulations, guys. You're deserved winners. By the way, I'd like to say, and I think it's on both the ships, that the thing that's really great in our internal side is that we challenge all our artists, sort of like challenge each other. And I will say that your guys. Hey, hang on a second. That your guys' ship is so good that it kind of pushes our own internal artists, and they have to step it up and compete. So, well done, guys. Fantastic. Worthy winners. Well done. What's that? Okay. So thank you all for tuning in for all our episodes, voting, watching, supporting. I'm completely blown away by the level of talent that we have on the stage and have competed in the show. And would like to continue to do this and bring more user-generated content into the game in the long run, which will be fantastic. I've had a lot of fun doing this. I've been completely impressed by everybody's skill and talent. And thank you all. And I think we're going to go to a commercial now or something?
We are. Oh, boy. Thank you, everybody, for a great season. This is the finale. And so now we would like to present the premiere of the Freelancer commercial. Thank you, everybody, and good night.
A comm comes over the spectrum with a job. All it says is an amount of cargo, a delicate timetable, and a risky route. You know you've got 42 cubic meters to pack full of profit. We're talking pressurized and shock-resistant construction, so whatever you put in here comes out the same way. You got two Arc Duo 400 engines. Their award-winning colloid ion technology gives you maximum fuel efficiency while keeping your sig low. Come across a couple of pirates.
Hey, Lancer, you know the drill.
But with a weapon system featuring trusted names like Bering and Kronik, you aren't too worried.
Commercial vessel, Freelancer class. Rig tags look good. Cleared for landing at Area 18.
You're the one they come to when they need a job done right. Because you trust one ship. Misk Freelancer. Built for life.
All right. Can everybody wave goodbye?
Thank you.
Keep it going.